Hi everybody, Ricky from Connerty Meadows Farm. Today we are going to build our bean trellis and it is going to go in the garden right here in this empty spot. We have all the rest of the garden in, so we just ran out of time. The bean trellis is the last thing to go in. To build our bean trellis, we actually use cedar that is dead or small sticks from around the property, and we use binder twine, and this is what it looks like right now. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to put you on time lapse so you can see pretty much as much as I can from start to finish. The first thing that we're going to do is separate out the pieces, and then we are going to build our first teepee. We just use binder twine to tie it together, and then we dig it down into the ground a bit just to give it a little more stability, as it's going to be holding up an awful lot of beans. So just a quick explanation for what we're doing right now. My trellis has 5 main post pieces. Then we have the pieces that go up to the main top bar here. So what we're gonna do with these teepees is we will do 5 of them down, string the main one across, and then teepee it all the way down. These 5 sets will be sunk down and dug down into the ground. The black fabric that you see us moving out of the way here is a weed barrier. It's porous, so that means that the water can go through it, but the weeds don't come up through it. And we're using that to measure how far apart that our teepee has to be so that I can run the weed barrier down the middle of it. We are just adding some more top and tying them all together in this particular section. Just doing some more teepees here. As you can see, I do dig it down into the ground a little bit, and of course we're using the weed barrier to measure how far apart each of the teepees has to go before we sink them in. Now we're just affixing the top part all together. This is where having someone a little extra tall is great help. I'm fairly short, so this part's really hard for me. Just tying them now to all the teepees and tying them all in together. This gives the teepee strength and structure. We have the main support all up now. So we have the crossers and then the main top support. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the small ones that go down that the beans are going to climb up. So that is some of our pile there that we need to use for the uprights for the beans to climb up. Then we just went quickly to the bush, and I had set a bunch of these other ones aside. So we're just gonna have to cut the little nubbies off and cut them to size. We've already laid out some of the bamboo sticks that I had purchased years ago, and we're just gonna get ready to put all of those. They'll go from that top post down into the ground, and that is what the beans will climb up on either side. I'm just setting up the spacing of the bamboo ones right now. You'll see we're pushing them into the ground on a bit of an angle, and we're crossing them underneath the main support beam. And we do this the whole way down. Even though we're working quickly here, you can see that we're still shoving them down at an angle and under the main support beam. I'm just going to show you here how we tie them, just so that you can see a little bit up close. It's nothing fancy, it's just binder twine, and it's just enough to hold it to the main support beam so it doesn't blow away and the beans can stay where they should instead of blowing all over. Just a little bit more of an up-close view. You can see how we have them crossed again underneath the support beam. We shove them in on an angle, and then we just tie them all in together. This is just to give you a little bit closer of a view. You can see that we've alternated. The thickest one is the support beam, then we have the bamboo, and then cedar, bamboo, and so on and so forth, all tied into the main top beam. All right, everybody, bean trellis
is complete. Just a few little things. I actually ran out of the fabric, the barrier, the weed barrier here. I'm gonna have to get a few other little rows, so I gotta finish under there, and then we're also going to put some barrier down this grass strip over here. But we're gonna add a touch more soil here, and then we'll get the beans planted tomorrow. I've kind of run out of light, and we've got to finish up the rest of the chores, but there is our beautiful bean trellis. And it was all made using materials from the farm or recycled materials. The only thing that I had purchased, and it was a number of years ago now, are the bamboo stick. All right, so on that note, thanks for hanging out with us today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.